Hello and welcome to this episode of Connect You TV. Today we will be featuring the topic of assessments and accountability in Christian County. We'll be talking with two staff members of the school district, Ms. Amy Wilcox, Chief Instructional Officer, and Ms. Tracey Leath, District Assessment Coordinator. In this episode, you will receive more information on the following topics: an overview of assessments. We will provide a brief summary of the tests that are administered to students throughout the course of the school year. Why is my child being tested? We'll share information on why students are tested and what supports are offered through our schools, such as intervention programs. Ways you can become involved. As a parent or guardian, you will obtain information on how you can be more involved in your child's education. We'll share with you proactive and healthy measures that can be taken at home and will help your child to succeed in school. So for our first question, Tracey, would you mind telling us more about the various tests administered to students throughout the course of the school year?
Sure. We take a variety of tests throughout the school year in Christian County, as do students all across the state of Kentucky and really across the nation. Assessments are here to help us learn what our students do and don't know, so as a result of that, we do take a variety of different types of assessment. One type that we take are state mandated. Those are tests such as K-Prep assessments that our students take at the end of the school year, as well as end-of-course assessments that our high school students take. In addition, we have district assessments that our students participate in. Those are things such as the MAP assessment, Discovery Ed assessments that our students take through the computers. And finally, we have classroom assessments. Those are assessments that teachers either create or use that have been commercially produced in order to help assess student progress in the classroom. Some of our tests are whole group, some tests are whole grade level, and then we also have assessments that are one-to-one or on an individual basis.
Very good. Thank you, Tracey. And Ms. Wilcox, if you could talk to us a little more about why the tests are relevant, tell us more about what those results measure and what supports maybe are offered to those students that take the tests.
Sure. Well, as Tracey mentioned, a full battery of tests that we give throughout the school year to our students. And really those tests serve multiple purposes. If you want to think about assessment, you can almost think about it in terms of medical care. We do one set of tests that we use really as kind of prescriptive care, but we use another one that's almost like an autopsy because it's after the fact, it's at the end of the year, and that's K-Prep. Because it's really too late to do anything. We can learn about curriculum and our pacing, but it's really not about informing that individual child's progress as much as the other measures she mentioned. With something like MAP and Discovery, those tests really test kids on a skills continuum, no matter where you are, and they're adaptive. Mm-hmm. So, for example, MAP is going to start out with your child in something probably that they haven't even studied that year that's very low level, and it will keep asking those questions until a student stops answering correctly. And so the test is adapting to the way a student answers in order to find what that student's true instructional level is. Our teachers are then able to use that type of results to really differentiate or personalize instruction based upon where that child actually is in their learning continuum. In terms of intervention supports or other supports that we may offer to kids, we do have, right now going on in our high schools, we have a lot of things going on with ACT, with some after-school prep courses and after-school voluntary programs for kids to take part in. In all of our schools, we offer reading and math intervention courses for students who are struggling and need extra support in those areas, whether it's through Read 180 or System 44 or other courses. And then the true intervention really happens at the time of instruction in regular core instruction with teachers providing that as they see where kids are in that learning.
Great, great. Now, aside from the supports that are offered both at the school and the district level, could you maybe talk more about parent involvement, maybe some ways that parents can take healthy and proactive measures to ensure that their child succeeds in school?
Sure, Heather, we can. Parents are our partners in education. Without our parents, we wouldn't be nearly as successful as we are, and we recognize that. We certainly want parents to take part in your child's education, and some things you can do are to just talk to your child, find out what they're learning in school, read with them at home, ask them questions about their learning, talk to your child's teacher. They will be more than happy, I'm sure, to assist you with learning more about your child and finding out the learning that's taking place in the classroom. And finally, concerning assessment, we want parents to know the test dates when your child will be testing in school. That way, you can ensure, as you would on any school night, that your child receives a good night's sleep, has a good healthy breakfast the morning of, and then very importantly, arrive at school on time. Many of our tests begin at the beginning of the school day when our students are fresh and ready to go. And so we definitely want our students to arrive on time so they can begin testing with the rest of their group. So if your child suffers from test anxiety, which some of our students do, some adults do, we have guidance counselors staffed in each building, and they are an excellent resource for assistance in this area. They can help provide strategies, different things you can do to help your child at home. So our parents are a valuable asset, and we certainly do want them involved in education.
And just to piggyback a little bit and expand on what Tracey said about eating a healthy breakfast, we really want to emphasize that needs to be a breakfast that's high in protein. It's with as little sugar as possible, because we all know when that sugar kicks in, or when you have something that's a carbohydrate like a donut or a muffin or a bagel, that's going to turn into sugar, and that makes our kids sluggish and want to sleep. So the more protein and water that our kids have, the more their brains are hydrated, and the more fuel their body has to be able to really perform, whether it's during testing or any day of the school week. But
Sure.
We would really encourage that.
Okay. Well, that's very helpful information, and we want to thank you ladies for being here with us today. Your information shared today, I'm sure, is very much appreciated by parents and guardians of Christian County, especially if students are enrolled in Christian County School District. We want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this episode of Connect You TV, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you.